Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About You, ABQ.
That's right. It's all about you, ABQ. Now, the goal of the show is to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, and lifestyle so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests that you like to see. So we invite you to join the conversation. You can reach out using the hashtag up here or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, Vision Mortgage, home loan lender.
Now, you probably recognize Grant's arms as the head coach of the University of New Mexico men's Lobo hockey team, but now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage game.
If you're like, hey, wait a minute, where do I know this guy? Probably HGTV's House Hunters, right? And he's part of the top 2 producing real estate agents in the city. The tongue twister still keeps getting me.
And I sponsor Make-A-Wish guys over here. So here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We got some fantastic guests stopping through. We're going to do a little science project on Grant.
Yeah, so we got 3 days to celebrate today. Today's National Manatee Day, Manatee Insanity, right? And then we've got Pay It Forward Day. And then we have National Mom and Pop Shop Day. And this fits in perfect with Rachael Aragon here with their business. So that's a good segue into our guest.
Let's talk more about, locally, what is Pay It Forward Day? Well, first of all, everyone's asking, you look a little wonky today, like you're moving a little side to side.
Oh, like blurry because how fast I can get going? Yeah, my new rollerblades came in. Thank you for asking. I pretty much find a way to inject these rollerblades onto every show. It doesn't matter because you can't take me off air. We're live. Got my new rollerblades in here and pretty pumped about that. So I think you usually ask me what's going on for the weekend. I'm going to circumvent that question and already assume you're going to ask it. These rollerblades came in, so pretty pumped.
So
they only gave me one, though.
Yeah, layaway plan, skateaway plan.
2 more seasons, I'll be able to get the other one. I'll be really going fast.
Downhill. So here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. Special guest, but then stay tuned to the end of the show. It's everybody's favorite. You and I both know it's Skip's Tips. In the Skip's Tips, we're going to talk about staging. Staging is a question we've had a lot about. What to expect when listing your property. Does staging matter? And how expensive is it? So stay tuned to the end of the show for Skip's Tips. We're going to answer those questions for you live. And again, if you are watching from the comfort of your home, this is a live episode, so feel free to tweet in, give us some questions, or give us some.
You don't have to be home. You could be a semi-truck driver pulling over at a rest stop if you like.
I would like to do that, yeah, anywhere but here. All right, moving forward here.
If you drive a Tyson's Chicken semi-truck, pull over and watch us.
You're our target demographic.
Specifically poultry. Okay, so now the advantage of doing this show live was I often preach about interest rates and the Fed rates, and recently they have, Fed rates have gone up and interest rates have gone down for mortgages. This was a perfect example of these being not mutually exclusive. So I can appreciate everyone that had said, Grant, I heard the Fed rates went up. What does that mean for mortgages? They went down, and I told you they'd go down. So this is just another example of people kind of buying into the fear. But this week has been a great example of how the 10-year bond has actually gone down, and interest rates are favorable. So.
No, that's good info. And one thing I was researching is just local housing stats, because it's always big on everyone's mind, especially in our office. Like, where's our market headed? What are we seeing? And we're doing a video coming up about people that are relocating to Albuquerque. Where are they coming from? Why are they coming here? What are the pros and cons of living in Albuquerque? But one stat that we came across is, our population here has been slow to grow, right? We typically will have a net population here in the Albuquerque metro, meaning the same amount of people move here as leave here. But Redfin offers some fantastic data when it comes to these type of stats. So when it comes to migration and relocation trends, how's it going? It gives a list of the top 10 places that people are moving from to Albuquerque based off of search results. So people from all over the U.S., all over the world, basically, they compile these stats to figure out where are people searching from homes. So it turns out people are moving here to Albuquerque, number 1 and number 2. They're leaving Los Angeles to come here. And the second place is Miami, which I always thought was a weird one because you couldn't be any more different, Albuquerque and Miami. So taking a look at some of these housing trends up here, you'll see now locally people like 63% of people locally searching for homes are searching for homes in Albuquerque or in the area. So they're not necessarily moving out, but people that are coming in are coming from Miami and Los Angeles, which I thought was pretty interesting.
That's interesting that it's becoming a destination spot, right? I think Albuquerque was one of those cities where people said, hey, one time I drove through there on my way to Disneyland, and this has actually become a target search area. So that fascinates me. I didn't know that. The Miami thing is perplexing, but it's great. Hey, actually, and I could tell you why people are probably moving to Miami from Albuquerque. One thing that we both have in common. Mark, cue up that video we had. I know that there's, let's see if we can press play here. Shouldn't be the end result. Yeah, so breakdancing is big in Miami and in Albuquerque, and so it's probably got the word out that I put classes on. Thank you, Mark. That would probably be a driving factor.
Well, what I like about
that
too, dude, your moves are sick, dude, and you had 2 skates. You must have been paying your bills that month.
Yeah, I was doing good back then. I was having a good mortgage year. Again, you can't break dance with only one rollerblade. I look forward to making future videos. This is somehow going to be a transition into a mortgage minute. Unless you had something else to touch on.
No.
Fascinating stats. Okay, we can
away.
now get rid of that video. I regret sending that in. Let's get our mortgage minute going on today. So the mortgage minute, I want to focus on pre-qualified and pre-approved letters and what the two terms mean. Common, I would probably say 75% of letters you get or what mortgage brokers deal with are pre-qualified loans, in which case they'll look over revenue, W-2s, assets, pull credit, kind of get a good scenario and a first glance to see if someone will qualify. A pre-approval will go a step further, and they'll use a 123 ABC address and send this scenario in to an underwriter, in which the underwriter will scrutinize pay, assets, and pretend that this is a real working property. The underwriter will then say, hey, based on this scenario, this loan is good to go. So that would streamline the process for later. I would say that, again, very few clients are actually pre-approved, but I'll tell you the advantage. When you have a pre-approved loan, you actually would take this loan back to the underwriter that issued the approval, and now they have a familiarity. So what I invite people to do that are self-employed is get something that's pre-approved so you can kind of go over the tax returns that look a little bit fuzzy. And then when the time comes, you can actually show this same scenario back to the underwriter that gave you the thumbs up, and it would streamline things. Now, I'll tell you, there's 2 ways, or there's many ways for loans to still fall out, and pre-approval doesn't mean your loan is guaranteed. You could spend all your assets, you could lose your job, you could be 30, 60 days late on your credit, and that would change the scenario that the underwriter had seen. So don't always think that a pre-approval means you're set. It just means that we're showing them the same scenario that was put in place. So pre-qualified, pre-approval, both are good strategies, both are meaningful. Just know that pre-approval takes it a step further with some underwriting approval. So that's your mortgage minute.
Dude, great info for that. A lot of times buyers will come through with a pre-qualification letter and get halfway through the escrow process and something happens that we weren't aware of. So pre-approval is always important because that's going to guarantee that buyer is a bona fide buyer.
Yeah.
So that's good info, man. Thank you for that. Coming up in our next segment, Rachael Aragon of Skin and Soul Beauty. Look, you think this is an accident right here?
Yeah, we're letting our hair down this one. I'm wearing a V-neck today because we are about to dive into vanity.
Vanity 101. So stay tuned to our next segment. Rachael Aragon, this is all about you, ABQ.
There's someone filming in the corner. It's kind of dark
whole
back there.
show.
What is he? How do you get through here? Security. Sorry, our Pomeranians ran out the front door. That was our security. This guy snuck in.
Oh my gosh, welcome back. It's UABQ, the live edition.
Live.
Skin and Soul Beauty we're here to talk about. Now look, I woke up like this. It's not a big deal. Like, we can zoom in closer if you'd like, but you know what you're getting
It's
with
just
me.
a formality at this point.
We want to welcome Rachael Aragon to the show. Local, grew up here, started her own business, and then Grant obviously found her, and they've been doing facials.
business.
Doing business together. Rachael, thanks for joining us on this live episode of UABQ.
Thank you so much for having me, Grant. Thanks for inviting me. I'm very excited to be here and share all the wonderful information that I have about skin and cosmetic tattooing.
First of all, you are glowing right now, so
Thank
we
you.
appreciate.
Beaming.
Yeah, beaming. So
Radiant.
I'm excited to know some tips and tricks. But talk a little bit about your background. So Rio Grande High School?
Yes, so I graduated from Rio Grande, and I did start college immediately after, but I didn't really know what I was going for. Kind of just started prerequisites and was just taking random classes here and there. And then I started working at a law firm, and a very well-known law firm, actually, and they were great. I worked with some amazing people that I still am connected with now. But I did have a friend that was kind of just guiding me into the medical field. He's like, hey, Rach, you really got to do medical assisting. Like, you're just so good with people, and you just have a good understanding of things, and I think you'd be good for it. So I went in with intentions into the medical field of starting as a medical assistant and then going into nursing. That was really the ultimate goal, was to do nursing. So whenever I finished school for medical assisting, they put you into an externship. And so the externship, basically, you're just doing on-the-job training and, learning your skill and all that stuff. Well, they sent me to a med spa, and this was in 2009. So in 2009, med spas were non-existent. Nobody knew about them.
Yeah.
I mean, in bigger cities and in different states, they were popping up here and there. So there was a doctor in Albuquerque that was a pain management specialist, and she was starting to dabble into like the Botox and laser and things like that. So they sent me there to do my externship, and I wasn't thrilled about it. I was really excited to do stuff in the medical field, and I was a little upset. Why are they sending me to a spa? I kind of was like, are they mad at me? Why are they sending me to a spa? They don't want to send me to work in the hospital. But she is the one who introduced me to all things aesthetics, which is, in the medical field, you can shift your expertise and your knowledge into the aesthetic world.
Okay, so that paved the way for how she got there. Now she amassed some experience in skincare and such, and you obviously became a fan. So we're going to fast forward to you. We won't ever say business names, but you and I met in my quest for vanity. That's how we crossed paths. And so let's talk about how I got this thing called The Matrix. And it's not the movie, it's no Keanu Reeves. It was just Rach and I in a room and some laser. So I got this treatment done. Go ahead and tell them about Matrix. It's kind of outdated, so I guess, but this is how we met. So let's fast forward into this story, because this is how we crossed paths.
Yeah, this is how we met. Actually, this is a really good one. This it's very memorable to me and my whole staff, or the whole staff that was there, not my staff. They weren't my people. So Grant goes in for a consultation, and he basically tells me, like, my whole family's into vanity. So, sorry I'm so vain, but my mom made me this way. And he said his sister gets things done. And so he pretty much jumped into one of the more painful treatments, but they're really effective. So he started off with skin resurfacing, which is really intense. Basically, it is a sublative treatment, which means it's actually puncturing the skin. And it's a fractional. So basically, what it's doing is targeting areas of the skin to tighten. And so I'm doing his consultation, and I'm explaining to him pretty much the the pain level. And this guy's like, no, I play hockey. I'm not worried about pain. You don't even have to numb me, basically. And
That slapped me in the face. In fact, let's get
He
it
was
going.
like,
How much does that cost if you just slap me around?
I just
for
had
an
a
hour?
UPS truck run over me and get ready for this consultation.
I mean, he really just did not take it serious that it was going to be a little painful. So we, skip right over to treatment day. And treatment day, I don't know how you can explain what was the pain level? What was your pain tolerance? Because I can tell you this. People usually stay about 15 minutes after their treatment just to cool down.
Just to ice down their
Just
face.
to ice down, just to, get the body temperature down.
Get ready to
because-
go out in public again.
It would, because so your face gets, it's kind of painful, but your face gets to a new temperature equivalent of the sun. So then you're like, oh man, my face is really on fire. So, she was very accommodating, was very careful, was patient with me. And so I stay in there 15 minutes trying to cool down. She's go, hey, Grant, put Vaseline, whatever. And I go, I don't even own Vaseline. She's like, all right, well, you can go to the store and get that, shine your face up. And then I stayed there an hour and she checks on me. I don't know you're supposed to leave at this point. So I'm just hanging out, swinging my feet, looking at the posters, do you guys have any coloring books? I'm ready to hang out some more. And then finally she's like, okay, so Grant, we're going to free up this room. And I had no idea I was supposed to go. She was so nice, but I'm staying there for 2 hours deep. And she's telling the staff, like, hey, you see that guy in the freaking cover of the magazine? He's a
definitely-
moron. He won't leave.
We got past my lunchtime, basically, and I was thinking, I miss my lunch.
Just to check on this little juvenile. Yeah.
I mean, every time I walked in, he was just, lounging around, got the tank top with the muscles out, red face.
Looking for the tanning bulbs. Where can I flip over now? Yeah, so I'll tell you this. You don't know. I told you about this later. My AC went out that day in my house, and it was like in the middle of July. You couldn't have picked a worse spot. I'm just putting otter pops and frozen chicken on my face. That turned into a later bacteria thing we can't talk about. All right, so now we fast forward. Then you open up your own shop, and let's do a quick list of. Actually, we're going to work on my neck right now. We're going to do an application. What do we call this?
So I call this it's a contouring facial.
Yeah. Or neckle.
So basically, what it's going to do is it's going to pull your skin really tight.
Yeah.
There is something in the mask that actually slows down it's kind of like similar to what Botox does. Let me just say that.
Yeah, well, so the thing is, I actually feel like my neck peaked out when I was 13 years old, and I've never been able to have my neck back. So I kind of went downhill. So this is going to be a perfect treatment.
Yeah.
But
How do you get that 13-year-old boy neck? This is how.
Yeah, I actually only have pictures from here up or turtlenecks because I've been so ashamed of the way my neck has aged. So Rachel's going to fix this right now. So go ahead and mix this concoction. We're going to do an on-air neck tightening.
And I'm just going to rattle off some questions to you, Rachel, about your
All right.
business. And the goal of the show is just to kind of highlight local business owners and figure out the backstory about, what's it like to conduct business in Albuquerque? Have you had some good experience with growth? And
I have. I pretty much had plenty of opportunity to move to several different places over the past few years, and I've just built up a really nice big clientele here. I'm a member of the Hispano Chamber, so I'm connected with a lot of people in the community. So, it's just from there I just go on and to meet new people, and the connections just keep going on and on and on. And the people are wonderful. I love it here, and I know I have such a good clientele that I just really haven't left because I love them so much.
we'll talk more about your business. So you own a studio. And what part of town are you located in?
I'm located on the west side, right off of Coors and Delaney. The space used to actually be the old Domino's. If you're actually from Albuquerque, you probably know where it's at.
Yeah, I used to go there and throw rocks through the window and steal pizzas.
Yeah,
of
there
like
was a lot of
a rite of
remodeling
passage.
that the owner had to do.
Because of Skip.
You know me and Domino's, we go back.
Yeah, he's a big Pizza Hut guy, and he really takes it personal.
The Noid.
But I do offer skincare, a lot of advanced skincare, because I've been doing it for so long. I worked alongside some great doctors over the past 10 years, and I have learned a lot.
Okay, so let's list some of the things that you do at the shop. I have an appointment with you sometime down the road for microneedling, and I was telling Skip about this. Explain to the viewers what microneedling is.
So microneedling is also known as collagen induction therapy. So what we're doing is we're creating micro injuries on the skin, controlled micro injuries. So they're not anything that's going to damage your skin. It goes directly in and directly out. And they're about the size of acupuncture needles. So they're pretty small. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it might hurt you because you were
Because I turned out to be a baby.
You're pretty sensitive during the Matrix. But I mean, most of my clients sit there pretty good and pretty relaxed during the whole treatment. I mean, they'll just talk, or some people do fall asleep.
Okay. Well, that might be scary.
So talk more about the neckiotomy we're about to go through today. What? So you paint it on. You paint on. What is it? Dude Ranch, or what is that exactly?
So you want to get the right consistency with this. So this you want it to be a little bit creamy, and you want that powdery to just be thick enough to not drip. You don't want it to start dripping, because this tightens your skin, and it's supposed to give you a nice, good, tight contour look. So if it was applied to the whole face, you know, if you were laying very still takes about 7 to 10 minutes to dry, you're gonna turn into like the Rock Man. You probably won't even be able to talk because your skin gets so tight. And you might feel like a pulsating effect on your neck too.
Are we still talking about? Okay, I just want to make sure we're still okay. Wow, there's a lot involved here. This is public access, so everyone.
I want to see what this looks like.
Well, let's get started. I'm actually
going to do before and after.
No, I just want to get close up.
I'm going to start just brushing this on. Yeah, lift up your neck for me just a little bit. It's going to be a little cold.
Oh no, that's perfect.
And so while it's drying, the goal is to not have too much movement, because when it dries, it's going to be pulling your skin tight, and you don't want it to be pulling tight in places you don't want it to.
I think after this, people are going to be like, that's a really tall 13-year-old.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean,
you get them into sports.
There's a lot of different names for this mask, but
I don't want. That's not a skip name.
We're gonna call it the contour mask for today.
Yeah, let's talk about the differences in kind of
in
like
contouring you can
get light acid facial, deep ones, and the fact that how long it takes. Because I remember you had done a exfoliation at my house, and it took a week, and I had gone to the gym, and my face looked like a croissant for a little bit, and it was spooking everyone out at the gym. So just be aware. Let's talk about the levels of.
This is spooking me out.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about staying connected with your esthetician or your skincare person, because when we did go into quarantine, I still went and gave Grant services at his house. So he was still
you gotta pay,
getting his beauty stuff done.
She works remotely. Not that you advertise that, but Rachel's ready to work.
So yes, there's so many different pill depths. I'm working with a lot of superficial pilling and medium strength. So what's going to happen is once the chemical pill is applied to the skin, it takes about 2 to 3 days for exfoliation to happen. So the next day, your skin might feel really nice and tight. It might look a little glowy. Then the next day, you might start to notice that the dead skin cells are actually ready to leave the face.
And so this is on a typical chemical peel, or are you talking about on the neckiotomy that he's
So the neckiotomy, that's just a contouring mask. So
okay, so he's not going to have flaky skin. Okay.
No, once this is removed, he's just going to have more tightness in the skin in the area where we applied it. And this can be applied pretty much anywhere on the body.
Now, I will be aware that the different levels of chemical pills, and the further you go, or the deeper the chemical pill, the more you're going to be out or not want to be seen in public. The good thing about getting a chemical pill sometimes is you can just kind of leave a trace of where you were, because some of your face just follows you to where you're at. So it's like, what's the Hansel and Gretel story, whatever, they just leave crumbs, well, it could be your face. But you absolutely come out looking, I think, rejuvenated and have this like radiance to your skin. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. I'm also just divulging all my beauty secrets now. So then there's going to be another co-host.
I know, everybody's going to know.
Yeah. No, we've all been wondering. Yeah, how do you do it? How do you get out of bed each day?
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not just the DNA. You got to put acid on your face.
Are you sure it's not the DNA?
There's a big misconception about pills too. Some people are scared once they hear chemical pill.
Yeah.
Because that just sounds a little bit scary to somebody who's not familiar with what it actually does. There's so many different varieties and different strengths. Like Grant said, you can work on people. I work on a lot of teenagers who have acne. So anywhere from 15 years old to 19, their hormones are going crazy. The parents don't know what to do. And
Skip's hormones are, he's still like a dog in heat. Do you have anything for that? Can we?
That's why I always have my legs crossed.
We're live. You can't do anything about a channel. We're already out there. Try to center us now. Last show we ever do.
We had, I think we had some pictures of, some of the before and after pictures
Oh
that
yeah,
you had
let's
sent in.
show that.
But it's wild to me because I think it's funny, Grant, that you take the time and the step out of the comfort zone to do treatments like this. Yeah. It's more of I would say what would you say the percentages is female to male clients that you have in?
I was just asked this yesterday, actually.
Great questions.
Yeah,
That's a really good question.
You're a forward thinker.
I think it has grown over the past few years because I have a really a bigger amount of male clientele than I did 3-4 years ago. But I would say it's about, I don't know math.
Would you say I'm solely responsible for this new male movement? And once I put it out on Facebook, people go, hey guys, it's okay. He got his Pomeranians, that's okay. It's okay to the small dogs. Now he's getting skincare treatment. Do you think I trailblazed the way, Rach?
I think you have,
Thank
actually.
you.
And I do, I post my other half a lot as well. So he also gets treatments, and he's working on his skin, and his skin does look great. He's a realtor as well, so, and you guys know, being in the public eye, you're always taking pictures. And who doesn't want to look good?
I have to admit, I admire Miguel quite a bit. Not as much as you do, just to be safe. Miguel's watching us right now, so we have to really be careful.
He's working security.
He's going to rush the stage like the Geraldo episode, so I'm just going to chill out. We know Rach is taken. Miguel, chill out. What would you say your top 3 skincare advice, just everyone can practice? What, stay out of the sun? Give me. What are the 3 things you think everyone can do daily to save their skin?
Well, washing your skin is really important. Number 1 is actually sunscreen. You want to stay protected. And people think that they just don't have to wear it if the sun is, if it's not hot outside. You always have to wear it. There's just, UVA and UVB can affect the skin all the time. It doesn't matter your skin type. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold outside. You should always be wearing it.
Okay.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I think retinol is a great one.
Yes.
Which I do have. I always have retinol on hand. And washing your skin.
Yeah. What would you say? What Skip goes to Ace True Value for his sandpaper. What sandpaper should he use to exfoliate? He's on a budget.
You're going to want to use the very light exfoliation. You don't want to get too intense with your own at-home exfoliation because you can damage your skin.
He's a woodworker, so he just tries to borrow tools and chisels things that are like imperfections off of
big
his
sawdust guy.
No, I do think it's really important to each individual definitely needs their own consultation because skin is not a one-size-fits-all. You do have to dig a little bit deeper into what the specific needs are for each individual.
And a good gift idea. So I gave my sister a gift certificate in which it was really endearing. It said, kind of do us all a favor and fix your face. So she does custom gift certificates. My sister's watching. She's probably so mad. Too bad. We're live. But yeah, that's a good. I think it's a generally good gift idea for anyone, male or female. So.
And I offer just such a wide variety of services. So there's just so much. I really offer like literally anything skin that you could think of, anything beauty, anything cosmetic. I really do offer everything. I don't have everything on my menu just because it's just too much.
You do tattoo. You do tattoo for
Brows.
eyeliner,
Yeah.
and do you do eyeliner too?
I do, yeah.
Skip, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, this is what I've
You'd be
always
surprised
wanted.
about how many balls he goes through. And then eyebrows, right?
Yes, so
Guy liner.
eyebrows, lips, and eyeliner.
Yeah,
I
and guy
did.
liner.
I have done guy liner before.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it looked great.
Hey, it's time, dude.
Yeah, it saves
Trailblazer.
time.
It starts today. Guy liner.
It gives off Egyptian vibes.
It gives off some kind of vibe.
Yes,
That's
Rachel,
not a
kind of
pyramid scheme. Like that.
Rach, I think you have a warm, welcoming sense about you. So I think it's great that, Grant, you're blazing the trail for dudes to get there.
I can't move my neck, but yes, I'm not even going to look at this camera.
But we'll have links to your website, your company, all your socials. And you know, any type of specials you're offering, we'll be sure to shout you out. So again, thank you so much, Rachel, for stopping by.
Awesome.
Great information, and also this is just funny to watch.
I can't
Yeah.
move. But I feel like I got in a car. Hello.
Stay tuned to the end of the show. One more segment. We're gonna dive deep into Skip's tips, and that's why everyone's here today. So stay tuned. Rachel, thank you for showing up today.
Thank you so much for having me.
UABQ, play me out.
Here in person. You have a new reality show. You're going to be a reality show star here in Albuquerque. Let's talk about
Reality TV is taking over Albuquerque, and I'm happy to just share the story with you. So, a new reality show about buying and selling properties in Albuquerque and the surrounding areas tells a story of unique properties, sellers' backstories, and just kind of all the small components that go into each transaction. So we're holding an open casting call. It's on our website right now, soldbyskip.com/casting. You can go there, and if you've got a fun story to tell or an interesting property to share, we welcome you to join us.
Awesome, and we're going to put that open casting call on our website as well, kob.com. So definitely go check that out. Skip, thanks so much for being here.
Welcome back to UABQ. Man, I feel so much better now. I've always admired giraffes and their ways, and so it's the least I could do to stick my neck out for this show. So now we are come to the part where we have Skip's tips that will further enrich your life. And man, the viewers are just hankering for more Skip's tips, and here we go.
What the hell? The hell is wrong with you, man? Putting your neck on the line. Skip's tips, anything that saves us time, makes us more money, or allows us to have more fun, whether that's in real estate or real life. In this episode of Skip's Tips, we're talking about something that you can do to help benefit you as a home seller, which is staging your property. So many times people ask us, what can we do in order to increase the value, increase the amount of offers, and get this home sold quicker? Well, staging. Everybody knows about it, but what does it actually look like? Studies show that if a home is staged, you're going to receive more offers, have more buyers competing against each other, and in time, actually reduce your amount of days on the market. So that's the key to selling your home quicker. You can expect to pay around $3,500 up front in order to get your home staged. But whoa, Skip, I can't afford that. Well, stay tuned, because in this episode of Skip's Tips, we're talking about a cheaper alternative. You can do virtual staging. Pros and cons of virtual staging. So if your home is empty, we can take pictures of your home professionally and then have it staged digitally. Put little digital pieces of furniture in the pictures. It's going to cost much less. It's going to save you time, and it's going to have the same effect when people look at the property online. One of the cons, however, is that when people are coming to view your home, they're going to expect it to be staged nicely, and when they see that the furniture was all digital, it does lead to a little bit of disappointment. But either way, it is a cheaper alternative to staging your house completely. Send this to a friend who needs to hear it, and tell them Skip said so. Dude, thank you for showing up to this episode of UABQ with Frankenstein.
I heard that the landing on the moon was staged too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but how much would you pay for the moon now that it's been staged?
More than you can afford, pal.
Where's your gold chain? Thank you for joining us this episode of UABQ. Learned a lot today, man. You know,
Yes.
I learned a lot. Grant, you got in a car accident. Like, can I get the car accident?
You
Look,
heard?
how
Call
much is
Bert.
that?
That's free. Send us some money. I lost my
need-
gold chain in this process. We are running on fumes in this show.
The whole damn place is falling apart.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Thank you for tuning in. This is all about you, ABQ.